we will use some of the same properties used when solving equations to also solve inequalities. There's one major difference when you're solving inequalities, and that is if you multiply or divide by a negative number while you're solving the inequalities, you must change the direction of the sign. Now let's look at the signs. The symbols you'll see used in inequalities include the less than symbol, the greater than symbol, the less than or equal to, and also the greater than or equal to symbols. These are the symbols that you will find in the inequalities. It will be taking the place of what you would normally see as an equal sign. So, using inequality symbols yield more than one answer. Hence, the equal sign only yields one answer. So let's compare solving an equation versus solving an inequality. In this comparison, I wrote the same problem. The only difference is I use different symbols. Here in the equations, I use the equal sign, and here in the inequality, I use the less than or equal to sign. We're going to use the same properties to solve for x that we would normally do when solving for equations, and I'm going to show you how you compare it to the inequalities. So, in both of these equations, and it solve for x. So in order to solve for x, the first thing you need to do is get rid of the number furthest away from your variable, which in this case would be the positive 4. The way that you can move the positive 4 to the other side of the equation is by doing the opposite operation, which is to subtract 4 from both sides. When you subtract 4 from both sides, it's going to cancel on the left, and this side you'll be left with an equals 9. And I'm going to bring down the negative 3x. During the inequality, same process, the 4's cancel on the left. You're going to bring down the negative 3x, bring down my less than or equal to sign, and I also end up with a 9. Now this last step is where these are going to differ. On the left, in order to solve for x, I need to divide by the coefficient, which is negative 3. Whatever you do on the left side, you have to do to the right. So in this problem, x equals negative 3. On the right hand side, where we're dealing with inequalities, I still need to get x by itself, which means I still need to divide by 3. X is not going to equal less than or equal to either. Since I'm dividing by a negative number, I have to change the direction of my sign. So that means instead of it being less than or equal to, it's going to be greater than or equal to. And it's still going to be to the negative 3. So as you can see, the steps were the same all the way down until we got to the very last step where we were actually dividing by a negative number, and we had to change the direction of the sign inequality symbol.